This is Dr. Artana Chaturvedi from the Department of Information Technology. The subject which I am taking is Artificial Intelligence, and in this, with an informed search techniques, which has already been explained earlier, we will be talking about A star and AO star search algorithm. So let's start with A star search algorithm. This search is most commonly known form of best first search only. As you have seen in previous class, we have used best first search algorithm. It is a commonly used form of best first search only. It also uses heuristic function HN and the cost to reach the node n from the start state Gn. See, I'm again trying to explain you that it uses heuristic function Hn and the cost to reach the node n from the start state Gn. So it actually combines features of uniform cost search and greedy first search method both together, by which it solves the problem efficiently. A star search algorithm finds the shortest path through the search space using the heuristic function only. And this search algorithm expands less search tree and provides optimal result faster. A star algorithm is similar to uniform cost search except that it uses formula Fn is equals to Fn is equals to Gn plus Hn. For every node you have to calculate Fn is equals to Gn plus Hn, wherein Fn is what? It is an estimated cost of the cheapest solution. Gn is the cost to reach node n from the start state, whereas Hn is cost to reach from that node to the goal node. So you have to understand it carefully. Fn is the estimated cost of the cheapest solution, whereas if I am talking about node n, then Gn is the cost to reach node n from the start state. From the start state to reach to that particular node, if I am talking about this node. So what is the cost to reach to this node? Plus the cost to reach from this node to the goal node. Suppose goal node is over here. So what will be the total cost to reach to this goal node? We will be adding both. Fine. And that becomes the Fn, and we have to look which is the cheapest solution or cheapest cost for that particular node to move further. So in A star search algorithm, we use search heuristic as well as cost to reach the node, as we have seen, and we combine that together and find out its sum, which is known as fitness number. At each point in the search space, only those nodes will be going to get expanded which are having lowest value at that particular moment. Otherwise, rest of the node will not be considered. So what we can say that A star algorithm as introduced by Nilsson and Raffel in 1968. It is the best first search algorithm with this formula, wherein I have already explained you this formula. Fn is equals to Gn plus Hn. Gn is the sum of edges cost from the start to n. Hn is the estimated lowest cost path from end to goal. Fn is the actual distance so far plus estimated distance remaining. And here what I want to explain you that Hn is said to be admissible if it's going to underestimate the cost of any solution that can be reached from n. So if Cn is the cost of the cheapest solution path from n to the goal, then H is admissible only and only if we calculate for each and every node and find out that Hn is less than is equals to C into n. And this admissibility I have already explained you earlier also. So here the heuristic cost of each and every node will always be less than equals to the estimated cost. And if for each and every node it is less than the estimated cost, it means you have underestimated the cost and the heuristic is admissible. Hence we can see the algorithm of A star search. What we do, step 1, place the starting node in the open list. There will be two lists as we earlier also talked about, open list and closed list. earlier firstly the start node will be at the in the open list. We check if the open list is empty, it means that there is no other node to be explored, we will return failure. Otherwise we select the node from the open list which has the smallest value. Open list is having so many number of nodes, list of nodes will be picking up the smallest value for evaluation of evaluation function, that is we have calculated g plus h, and if node n is goal node then we'll be going to return success. Otherwise we expand that node further on and again we put n into the close because n is already been explored, and other successor nodes will be going to get added into the open list, and we keep on exploring this open list, the nodes which are there in the open list one after another. After exploring we will be placing the explored list also into the open list, and already explored list will be keep on adding into the closed list. So once we reach the solution, if node n is already in the open and closed list, then it should be attached to the back pointer. We have to remember this thing, we have to add it to the back pointer which is going to reflect the lowest GN value. Until we will not be able to reach to the goal, we will keep on repeating the step 2, then 3, then 4. Once we if we reaches to the goal node, then we will be later on just comparing all the successful path, and we let know the user the, let's say these are the 4 path through which we got the result. It is having 6, it is having 2, it is having 8, and it is having 9. We say this is the solution path with optimal solution or with minimal path. We will see, I just let you know this with the help of example. You can read this algorithm again. In the open list, all unexplored explored nodes will be there, and in the closed list, already explored list will be over there. So before looking at the example, understand the advantages and disadvantages. What are the advantages? A star search algorithm is the best algorithm than any other search algorithm. Reason behind: this algorithm is optimal as well as complete. This algorithm can solve very complex problem only also, but at the same time we have to remember this thing, that it does not always produce the shortest path, as it mostly based on heuristic and approximation. So that is why we say that A star search algorithm has so many number of complexity issues, and the main drawback of A star is memory requirement, because we are generating each and every node and we are comparing it again and again. So to keep all the nodes into the memory requires more memory space, and if the problem is very large or very scaled problem is over there, then it is not practical to store all the generated node into the memory. So this is one of the disadvantage. We can talk about the characteristics of A star search algorithm also. And what are these? A star search algorithm is complete because the branching, and one more thing we have to remember, that it is complete till branching factor is finite and cost at every action is fixed. Otherwise we can't say it is complete. It is optimal in 2 conditions. One is admissible. If the first condition requires for optimality is that HN should be admissible. Means ki for each and every node which is given over there, for the cost which is you are going to calculate for each and every node is always less than the estimated cost. Then we say that the heuristic is admissible as well as optimistic in nature. Second is it is consistent. Second requirement is consistent. So if the heuristic function is admissible, then A star tree will always find the least cost path. And that is why what we say, the time complexity of A star algorithm depends on heuristic function and the number of nodes which are to be explored or expanded. If they are not very large, then definitely they will be taking less memory space also. And on the basis of the number of nodes we are going to explore and the heuristic function, we say that the time complexity will be order of b raised to the power d. And the space complexity will also be order of d raised to the power d to store each and every node which are lying over there and which are to be explored to find the optimal path. Look at the example. This is one of the example. Here this is a start position. This is start. This is goal. And here these are the heuristic value. Heuristic of HS is 7. Heuristic of HB is 2. Heuristic of HC is 1. Heuristic of HD is 0. Heuristic of HA is 6. And the cost to reach from S to A is given over here, that is 1. Here it is 4 and onwards. Fine. And in this we explore the node. Start node is S and goal node is D. This is the goal node. So from here to reach to this goal node, we have to find out the optimal path. We start from S, we explore. In the open list, first of all, we will keep S. Then we explore. So when we explore in the closed list, earlier nothing was there. When we explore S, two nodes are there, S to A. S to A, it becomes S to A. This is the cost is 1 plus the heuristic of A is 6. 1 plus 6, 7. Now S to B, the path is 4 and the heuristic is 2. So S to B is 6. Now we haven't reached to the goal node. So we pick the path which is having optimal value, least value, that is S to B, that is 6. So we explore first of all this path S to B. Now S to B, B is further on explored to C. So we say S to B to C, that is 4 plus 2 plus, here it is 1 is the cost. So it becomes 7. 4 plus 2 plus 1, it will become 7. This is 2. This is 2. Right, this is 2. It becomes 7. Now we explore further on S to B to C, because here is only one path and this is both the paths are same. So either we can explore first of all S to A or we can explore S to B to C. So I am exploring S to B to C to D. So it becomes S to B to C to D, 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 0. This becomes 9. And here we reach to the roots goal node. So that's why we say that it is a root 1. Now which route is unexplored and left? So this is S to A is unexplored. We will explore this S to A now here. So S to A is further on explored to 3 paths, S to A to B or S to A to C or S to A to D. So one by one we will find out. S to A to B is 1 plus 2 plus its heuristic 2 become 5. Then S to A to C, this is 1 plus 5, 1 plus 5 plus heuristic value is 1. So 1 plus 5 plus 1, 7. Then S to A to D, it will become 1 plus 12, 1 plus 12 plus 0. It becomes 30. So here we found the route number 2. Again we see which route is unexplored yet and haven't reached to the goal node. So this is S to A to B. Fine. So we will see S to A to B. It becomes only one path is over there, C. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus the heuristic is 1. So it becomes 6. Now this is not the goal, this path is not leading to the goal. So we have to explore it further. This is only left with. So we explore it. S to A to B to C to D. So it becomes 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus heuristic value is 0. So it becomes 8. This is route 3. Now we look any other path if left unexplored. So this is the path which is left unexplored, that is S to A to C. So we see S to A to C to D. So it becomes 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 0. So it becomes 9. So now we are having 3 roots. Root 1, 2, 3, 4. We compare all the 4 roots. Which one is having the lowest or minimal path? So this one is having the lowest or minimal path. So the solution is S to A to B to C to D, and the minimal cost incurred to reach to the goal is 8. So this is how we solve A star search algorithm. So we have what we have seen, the advantages as it's a best searching algorithm, optimal and complete, helps in solving complex problem also, and disadvantage, it doesn't always produces shortest path. It requires so much of memory space, and in case the problem size is very large, so it will be difficult to solve as well as to store all the nodes. This is one more example of A star algorithm. Here the cost of reaching from this path B to A is given, then B to D is given. Here the paths are given from reaching from one node to another node is given over here. This the arrow is like this: A to B, A to C, then B to D, then C to D, D to G, and the start node is S. So this is how the arrows are over here, and we have to reach to the goal node. Goal node is G. G is the goal node. Fine. So we again start exploring. The only difference is right now Hn is not given here. Hn is given in a separate table. We start exploring. We start from S. From S, two paths are moving, S to A and S to G. So we explored S to A. This is 1 plus 1 plus, what is the heuristic of A? Heuristic of A is 3. So 1 plus 3 becomes 4. Now see S to G. So this is 10 plus 0. So the total cost will be 10. Now G is the root node. So that's why one root is being obtained. Now we further move on. The unexplored node is S to A. So we explore it again. S to A to B and S to A to C. There are two paths. S to A to B and S to A to C. So we have written S to A is 1 plus 2 and the heuristic of B is 4. So it becomes 7. Then S to A is 1. Then A to C is 1 plus the heuristic of C is 2. So it becomes 4. Now again further on we will explore. To explore another path which leads to the goal, we look after the smallest value. So the smallest value is of S to A to S to B to C. So we will explore first of all this. So we start exploring this. We explore this particular path. So S to A to C is further on leading to D, further on leading to D and G. Two paths are over there. Okay, fine. We will see S to A is 1. A to C is 1, C to D is 3 plus the heuristic of D is 6. So it becomes 11. Then S to A is 1, A to C is 1, then C to G is 4 plus heuristic of G is 0. So it becomes 6. Now again we reach to the goal. So we found root number 2. Still we haven't explored all the nodes. So we'll move further. Now which one is left? S to A to B is left. So we start exploring this. S to A to B. So S to A to B, S to A to B is leading to D, to T. So we have written S to A to B to D. It's 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus the heuristic of D is 6. So it becomes 14. Now further on again we see which node is unexplored. So the node which is not explored and left with is S to A to C to D, that is 11 and 14. Among 11 and 14, 11 is less than 14. So we explore 11 cost path first of all, that is S to A to C. So S to A to C to D leads to G. Again we reach to the goal node and the total cost will be S to A is 1, A to C is 1 plus C to D is 3 plus D to G is 2 plus 0. So it becomes 7. Now only one path is left unexplored, that is S to A to B to D. So S to A to B to D to G. It becomes 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 0. It becomes 10. So now we found 4 routes. We have to check which route is having the minimal cost. So this is having 10. This is having 6. This is having 7. This is having 10. Which one is minimal? The minimal is this 6 one. So that is why we say that the solution path is S to A to C to G and the minimal cost is 6. This is how we solve the A star algorithm. Now another algorithm is AND OR algorithm. This is also known as problem reduction, which it reduces the problem. How AND OR graph or tree is useful for representing the solution of problem that can be solved by decomposing them into some set of small problems. So what it do, it decomposes the problem into short problems and then it keep on solving them, and then again it keep on like adding both the solution together to give the final solution. So this decomposition or reduction generates arcs that we call AND arc. So where two solutions are going to give the result of one problem, we put a arc, and this arc between two decomposed subproblems is known as AND arc. One AND arc may point to any number of successor nodes, and all of which must then be solved in order for the arc to point solution. So on the basis of arc only we will be going to find out the solution. We define futility over here. If the estimated cost of the solutions become greater than the value of futility, then we abandon the search and we say that futility should be chosen to correspond to a threshold. Like here the example is given. My main goal is to acquire a TV. Now how I can acquire a TV? It's just an example we are saying. If I am not having money and I am not capable enough to earn money, but I need a TV, one way is I can steal TV from somewhere. Whereas another way is I can earn some money and then I can buy TV. So as these are the two sub problems which will be helping me to achieve the goal to acquire a TV, I am using over here this AND arc. So to a bigger problem, I have divided it into small sub problems and then see what are the two sub problems which will be when together solved going to let me achieve the goal. So we will be joining both those two sub problems with the help of arc known as AND arc. So here is one more example of AO star algorithm, and in this this is a graph in which there is a node A which is being further on divided into three nodes B, C and D. Then further each and every node is further on divided into E, F, C divided into G, H, D divided into I and J. Now what is going on over here? See, when the cost of each and every node is given over here, that is one uniform cost, and the heuristic is also given over here. For E it's 5, for F it is 10. So if I have to calculate the value of B, it will be 5 plus 10 plus 1 plus 1 17. So to find out the value of B, we have to first of all solve the value of E and F. That's why this AND arc is being mentioned over here. AND means by solving the problem E and the problem F, we will be getting the solution of B. Similarly, to solve the problem of C, we have to first of all solve the problem of G and then H, and then we have to combine the result to get the solution for C. Same in case of D. To get the result of D, we have to solve the problem of I, then J, and we have to combine it together. We'll get the result of D. Now here the value of E is 5, F is 10, 5 plus 10 is 15, plus 1 plus 1 17. The value of B is 17. In this case, by adding 3, the value of G, plus 4, the value of H, plus 1, plus 1, it becomes 9. So the value of C is 9. Now in case of D, adding the value of I, that is 15, plus adding the value of J, that is 10, plus 1 becomes 27. Now we move further. we know by the, it's very clear from the graph that when we solve the value, when we solve the problem C and D together and combine its result, we will get the result of A. So the output of C is 9 plus the output of D is 27. It becomes 36 plus 1 plus 1 becomes 38. So if we follow this path, if we follow this particular path, then the result of A will become 38. Whereas we look over here by solving the sub problems E and F, we get the result as 17 for B. Now to get the result of A, what we'll be doing? We'll be adding 17 by 1 and the result will be 18. So here, if we follow this path, the cost incurred to find out the solution of A is 18. So looking at this, we can easily predict this thing that using A star algorithm, the optimal path will be A to B, and A to B after to get the result B to E plus E to F will be going to provide me the optimal solution. So this is all about AO graph, AO star graph, and we have completed, we have learned all the various algorithms like best first search algorithm. Then we talked about hill climbing algorithms, their problems, their solutions, ways to solve the hill climbing problems, then A star and AO star. This is all about informed search algorithm. There are many more algorithms for AO star. You can explore those all and you can come out with doubts. Thank you for the session. Have a good day.